Neville Goddard is one of my favourite writers on consciousness creation and manifestation. He wrote countless books on the subject, but perhaps his most interesting views comes from his interpretation of the Bible, which moves as far away from traditional religious views as you can go. Neville saw the Bible not as a historical account of external events or figures, but rather a symbolic representation of the human psyche. He explained that the stories, characters and events described in the Bibles are allegoric, representing different aspects of human consciousness and the inner workings of the mind. So if the biblical characters are not historical figures, but representations of human qualities, states of being, and mental processes, what does this mean for us and how can we use this information? Let's find out. So in traditional Christian theology, Adam is considered the first man, created by God to inhabit the earth. However, Neville reinterprets Adam not as a literal historical figure, but as a symbol of human consciousness itself. According to Neville, Adam represents the awareness of being, the fundamental sense of I am that is inherent in all human beings. He shows that the story of Adam's creation and his subsequent fall is a metaphor for the human journey of self-awareness. In this interpretation, the Garden of Eden symbolizes a state of pure consciousness, where you exist in a state of unity with the divine. The fall of Adam represents the descent of this pure consciousness into the realm of duality, where you become aware of yourself as a separate entity. This separation gives rise to the experience of duality, good and evil, right and wrong, self and other. Therefore, Adam's story is an allegory for the birth of self-consciousness in you, marking the beginning of the human experience as we know it. So in the Bible, Abraham is shown as the father of faith, known for his unwavering belief in God's promises. For Neville, Abraham represents a vital aspect of the human psyche, the power of faith and imagination. He emphasizes that faith in this context is not a blind belief in an external deity, but rather an inner conviction in the power of your imagination to create reality. Neville interprets the story of Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac as a metaphor for the need to sacrifice your current state of consciousness in order to achieve a higher state. Isaac represents the present condition or manifestations in your life, and the willingness to sacrifice him symbolizes the readiness to let go of the old and make way for the new. Neville taught that through the imaginal act of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you can reshape your reality. This process requires unwavering faith, much like Abraham's faith in God's promises, that a desired state will manifest into being. So Moses is traditionally known as the great lawgiver, who led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and received the Ten Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. Neville, however, sees Moses as a representation of your mind's ability to govern and direct its own thoughts and beliefs, the law that dictates the reality of your life. He saw the story of Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt as a metaphor for your journey out of the state of mental bondage, where you are enslaved by negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and undesirable circumstances, towards the promised land of freedom and fulfillment. The commandments that Moses receives symbolizes the law of the mind that governs manifestation. By understanding and applying these laws, such as the law of assumption, which states that whatever you assume to be true will become your reality, you can lead yourself out of mental and emotional slavery and into a state of liberation and self-mastery. Moses, therefore, represents a disciplined and directed use of the mind to achieve personal freedom and manifest your desires. This story underlines the importance of mental focus and conscious application of these spiritual principles in the pursuit of a fulfilling life. Arguably the most significant figure in the Bible, Jesus Christ is traditionally viewed as the Son of God and the Saviour of humanity. Neville, however, interprets Jesus not as a historical figure, but as the personification of the ideal self, what he called the I am consciousness within every individual. For Neville, Jesus symbolizes the divine potential that resides in each person, the Christ within, which is the awareness of being. When Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life, Neville interprets this as a profound truth about the nature of consciousness, that the I am within each of us is the true creator of our reality. The miracles of Jesus, therefore, are not external acts of divine intervention, but symbolic representations of the power of human imagination and belief to transform reality. The crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus represents the process of psychological death and rebirth that occurs when you transcend your current limitations and awake to your divine nature. The death of the old self with its limiting beliefs and negative patterns gives rise to the resurrection of the new self, aligned with the truth of your divine nature and capable of manifesting your highest potential. So in the Bible, Judas is known for betraying Jesus, which led to his crucifixion. Traditionally, he is viewed as a villain and a symbol of treachery and deceit. However, Neville offers a radically different interpretation, suggesting that Judas plays a crucial role in the process of spiritual transformation. He interprets Judas not as a betrayer, but as a necessary catalyst for the fulfillment of a divine plan. In this view, Judas represents the aspect of the human psyche that must bring about the conditions for the old self to be crucified, so that the new self can be resurrected. This act of betrayal is a symbol of the challenges and obstacles that you must face on your path of personal growth. Those moments of crisis that force you to confront your own limitations and ultimately transcend them. Judas' role in the story of Jesus highlights the idea that every aspect of the human experience, even those that seem negative or destructive, serves a purpose in the evolution of consciousness. Therefore, the betrayal of Judas is a necessary part of the process of awakening to your true identity as the Christ consciousness, and it emphasizes the transformative power of adversity. Neville's interpretation of the Bible invites you to look beyond the literal and historical meaning of the text, and instead see it as a psychological drama all about you. Neville sees the Bible as a map of human consciousness, offering a life-changing insight into the nature of reality and the process of self-transformation. By understanding the Bible in this way, you can gain a deeper understanding of your inner world and the mechanisms of consciousness that shape your experiences. Neville's teaching encourages you to embrace your inherent creative power and use the principles illustrated in these biblical stories to consciously direct your life. He offers a vision of spirituality that is deeply personal, empowering and transformative, inviting you to awaken to your true identity as a divine being, capable of creating your own reality through the power of imagination and belief. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community of like-minded people. As always, thank you so much for your engagement and support. It means the world to me. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.